My dad hit a man so hard that man never recovered, and the entire village became a safer place for women because of it. He wasn't a vigilante. He wasn't a superhero. He was just a 19-year-old kid, with too much anger and a heart too big to let evil go unchecked. This is the story of the day my father took justice into his own hands, and why I'll never stop being proud of him. If you've ever seen someone take a stand when no one else would, this one's for you. Like the video, subscribe for more real-life revenge stories, and drop a comment if someone you love has left behind a legacy that deserves to be remembered. Let's begin. I lost my father just 20 days ago. The wound is fresh, and my heart still feels like it's walking with a limp. But grief has a strange way of making you look backward, into the memories, into the stories. And there's one story of my dad that I keep playing over and over again. It's the one that made him my hero. My dad was the youngest of 9 siblings. 6 brothers. 2 sisters. He was the baby of the family, the one everyone loved and pampered. And like me, he had a short temper. But his anger? It had a purpose. Especially when someone he loved was in danger. When he was just 19, something happened that changed his life forever. One of his older sisters, let's call her C, was married to a military man. He was posted near the border most of the time, and like many Indian women, my Aunt C lived with her in-laws. And that's where the nightmare began. Because in that house lived a monster. Let's call him a short for everything he truly was. Abusive, aggressive, an absolute a-hole. A was the brother-in-law of my aunt's husband. He was massive, about 6 feet 8 inches, built like a tank, and known in the village for getting what he wanted. Through fear. Through violence. Through silence. He was a thug. An extortionist. A known abuser. And yes, a rapist. When my aunt moved in, turned his focus on her. He began harassing her. Threatening her. Forcing himself into her personal space. He demanded she give in to his advances, tried to force himself on her repeatedly. The most horrific part? The rest of the family did nothing. Aunt C fought him for weeks. Emotionally drained, isolated, and scared. Eventually, she found the courage to confide in someone, one of her older nephews who was 18 at the time. That boy listened. And then he broke down in front of my father. Tears. Shame. Rage. He told my dad. She's not going to survive this. Her life is at risk. Her honor is already in ruins. And that's when something inside my father snapped. My dad was furious. 19. Angry. Protective. And reckless enough to do something that could get him killed. But he wasn't stupid. He knew he couldn't take it down alone. So he gathered his friends. Some cousins. Even a few of his older nephews. They didn't have a plan. They had rage. The kind of rage that bubbles in your throat when someone touches your blood and gets away with it. Their only strategy? Wait until I was drunk. That evening, the boys gathered. They drank too liquid courage, as my dad would later joke. The village roads were dark, patchy with electricity. The perfect setting for what they had in mind. They waited, shadows hidden in alleyways, hearts pounding in their chests. And when they stumbled out, drunk, arrogant, invincible, they struck. It was chaos. 6 young men, fueled by rage and liquor, lunging at a beast twice their size. Even drunk, they fought back like a demon. What they didn't know was he had backup. His goons were nearby. Soon it wasn't 6 versus 1. It was a street war. Fists. Screams. Wood. Blood. And then, my dad spotted a thick piece of wood lying on the road. He picked it up, swung it like a bat, and hit it across the head with everything he had. The crack echoed through the night. And then they ran. Man running, aftermath, blood, cops, and rice plates. My dad made it home somehow. He showered. Went to bed. Next morning he casually told my grandma, "We got into a fight. Some stuff happened." Then came the knock. His brother warned him. The police were looking for him. I had made it to the hospital and had given a statement. Grandma told him to lay low. My dad went on the run for a while. But after a few days he surrendered. And when asked why, he said, and I quote, "I was tired of eating crappy food. I just wanted a good meal." Absolute legend. The case never stuck. The community was on his side. No one wanted to speak in favor of A. Eventually the case was dismissed. survived, but he never recovered. The head injury from that night followed him, haunted him, weakened him. He died just a few months later. And after that, no woman was ever harassed in that village again. Not one. A message had been sent. Loud, clear,
Permanent.
My father never expressed regret. In his words, if that was the price to protect my sister, I'd do it all over again. Twice. He wasn't perfect, but he was fearless. And that night he didn't just protect his sister. He changed the rules. I miss him. I wish I had more of his stories. But the ones I do have, I'll carry them for life. If this story hit you in the heart, if it reminded you of someone brave, someone gone, or someone who stood up when no one else would, hit the like button. Subscribe for more stories that remind us what courage really looks like. And in the comments, tell me, what's a story your parent told you that you'll never forget? Because heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they just carry a stick and do the right thing.